Hi, everybody. Lots of updates to get to in terms of a couple of headlines. What you're looking at right here is the fact that, for the Valley, today's turning out to be a pretty nice day. You can see along the north coast the clouds from Gearhart covering up Tillamook Head, and you can tell there's some raindrops on the camera lens. Astoria, just to the north of this vantage point, as of 11:20 this morning, reporting just under a tenth of an inch of rain, 0.08 inches. And then if you look at downtown Portland, the Tillicum Crossing, it's like, hey, not bad out there, right? 75 degrees currently, partly cloudy skies on the 11 o'clock hour. Rain amounts for the valley. Troutdale's had a trace. Salem has had a trace. I haven't seen anybody get more than just a trace of rain of what were kind of spotty, brief light showers that pushed through the area this morning. Radar still shows at this hour some rain showers up over the Coast Range. And despite the sun that you see over Portland right now in the partly cloudy skies, there could still be a little batch of traceable rain showers pop at some point this afternoon. But the forecast for up to a tenth of an inch of rain along the coast and probably anything from nothing to a trace to less than 5/100 for the valley. That forecast looks like it's going to come true. Here's a look at the satellite with the upper flow pattern that's producing this. And where you see my dashed lines and the contours kind of dip down along the west coast, that's the upper trough that's pushing through, accompanying the weak cool front that's made it inland. Now, weak because, it's 75 right now. So you assume we're at least going to hit 80 today. And then if we don't have a rain cooling shower later on and it's partly cloudy at 4 p.m., I've upped today's high to 83 degrees. Now, once this trough pushes to our east, which will happen this evening, the rain chance, which isn't much of one in terms of potential, but the rain chance will end. And then just like that, we'll get into this run of warming, sunny days. And that's probably, without question, the biggest headline, the hot weather that we're still tracking to move in this weekend and into the mid part of next week. So let's look at that setup real quick. This is Sunday's map on the European model. And most weather models, including the American GFS, now agree to the overall flow pattern that moves in this weekend, at least through Wednesday of next week. So, and what's interesting about this to me is this is Sunday afternoon. And if you look to the left, see the H, the high, the 594 millibar center of that. Now I've taken my white tracer and kind of drawn around those contours. But what's interesting is this is not the high that's been across the desert Southwest. This is a brand new high developing out in the Pacific, and that Pacific ridge is the one that's going to build inland and produce the threat of 100-degree temperatures. Now, right now, Sunday, I have us warming up to 96 degrees, and I do feel like at least mid 90s on Sunday, and maybe a little bit warmer. Now, here's the money map. This is Wednesday, August 16th. That ridge that I just showed you out in the Pacific, see the red coloring? Still sets there, but it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And then we kind of feed into the eastern forefront of that ridge. But if you look carefully, I noted it here, 600 millibar high. Now, technically, you should add a 10 to that. So 10, 600 millibar high. This is almost an unprecedented high pressure ridge out in the Pacific. That type of extreme pressure height is similar to what we had inland back in June of 2023. Now, that particular ridge was sitting down over the desert Southwest and then popped up to the north inland and produced the unprecedented 116-degree temperatures that we had that particular June of so many springs ago. But it's interesting to me as a forecaster, and I've talked to some of my fellow colleague meteorologists, that the fact that we're seeing that type of an extreme high pressure core or center redevelop this summer makes you realize, or think anyway, that maybe a return to 110-degree or better temperatures is something we're going to see in the upcoming years, not something that would be maybe we would have to wait another 50 years for or 20 years for. Maybe it's going to start becoming, I don't want to say common, but again, the fact that we're seeing such a strong ridge out in the Pacific Ocean makes you think, holy cow, we could have another extreme weather pattern in the coming years set up. Let's hope not, fingers crossed. The fact that this ridge is coming in off the Pacific kind of helps the fact that we're not going to get into, I don't believe, extreme heat, and we're not seeing an all-out east wind flow develop at this time at the surface. But I'm going to make the assumption that that ridge is so high that we will hit 100 degrees or a little bit warmer as we get into next week. So that's the setup that we're watching as forecasters. Okay, so when does it end? Well, some of the modeling quickly breaks down that ridge Thursday of next week. So if that's the case, we'd be near 100 degrees starting Sunday, or at least well up into the 90s starting Sunday and continuing into Wednesday. And then Thursday of next week would be the cool off. And this is Saturday, August 19th, that following Saturday, showing a pretty good trough of low pressure moving in that would actually, if this holds true, bring us a rain chance going into that weekend. Now, it's way out, but some of the modeling is biting on not only a rain chance, but a good threat of getting enough rain to maybe soak the ground. That would be, something like a quarter of an inch. So wouldn't that be exciting? I will tell you that there's some modeling that brings this trough in initially Thursday afternoon and then would give us rain chances on Friday. But as I show you this next graphic, keep in mind, one of the toughest things to pinpoint is that when you get a buildup of extreme ridging and a forecast of very hot temperatures, one of the toughest calls is when is it going to end? Often the weather modeling wants to break down these ridges too soon. So here I've got 99 on Monday, 102 on Tuesday, 102 on Wednesday, and then a cooling trough with a westerly flow, and 88 on Thursday, and then we'd be down into the 70s with some rain on that following Friday. But it's certainly possible that maybe the ridge holds off until Friday or Saturday before it breaks, or holds on, I should say, Thursday and Friday before it breaks down. So that's a bit of a question mark. And right now, just looking at what we call the 850 temperatures at 5,000 feet, the projection, even with an east wind flow, the hottest extreme temperature we would have at plus 23 Celsius temperatures at 5,000 feet Tuesday, the hottest extreme temperature we would have would be 106 in Portland on Tuesday and 106 on Wednesday. Now, notice I've got 102 on Tuesday, 102 on Wednesday. So at this point, I don't think it's likely that we get up into that type of an extreme, but I do like our chances of hitting 100 or going a little bit above on Tuesday and Wednesday. I will share with you real quick my 7-day numbers. I don't have that graphic, but low 80s today. Tomorrow becoming sunny, 87 on Friday. Sunny, 90 on Saturday would become the 15th 90-degree day of the year so far. And then 96 on Sunday, 99 on Monday, the 102 on Tuesday you're looking at here, the 102 you're looking at here on Wednesday. And then hopefully cooling down as soon as Thursday, although that cool off might be delayed. Okay, that is your update for now. And we'll see if we get more than a trace of rain in Portland today. It's not looking good that we will, but we'll keep an eye on that. And I'll give you an update on the hot weather outlook as we get closer to next week as well. For now, I'll say goodbye.